Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie, as you already know, and in this lesson we're going to be looking at another episode of Connecting Words. This is going to be Connecting Words number 2. So let's switch over and try and find our work screen, which should be right here. So let's get rid of this right here. And here it is, Connecting Words number 2. So connecting words, as you already know, if you watched Connecting Words number 1, are important in sentences as they are used to connect ideas and parts of speech, show contrast or agreement, give examples, and add information or demonstrate a result or conclusion. Seems complicated, but it's not. Sometimes connecting words are used as adjectives or adverbs, sometimes also as prepositions, but I didn't note that here, in sentences. In the following sentences, you will see a variety of uses for these words. So the 4 words that we're going to be working with tonight are albeit, nonetheless, consequently, accordingly. Okay, so let's look and okay, so we have albeit, which means although, even though, or even if. So let's look at some sentences and see how they are incorporated in these sentences. This priceless historic artifact has some imperfections, albeit very minor and cosmetic in nature. So now if you don't know what these 4 words mean, don't forget to put the video on pause and look them up in your dictionary because it's very important. I often get messages from students who are learning from these lessons and they say, but I don't understand the words. Well, if you don't understand the words, which most people don't, then look them up in your dictionary and then you will understand them. Okay, so look them up in your dictionary. You can put the video on pause for a few seconds and then come back. Okay, next sentence. My father was in the process of finishing the new deck, albeit very slowly. We live in a safe, albeit overcrowded community. It was a relaxing and pleasant, albeit expensive, vacation. She is a wonderful and faithful friend, albeit her occasional sarcasm. The citizens are adapting, albeit reluctantly, to the new normal living conditions. She passed her French oral exam, albeit with great difficulty. We enjoyed a peaceful, albeit brief stay at the inn overlooking the mountains. It was a long flight, albeit comfortable with good service. It was an interesting documentary, albeit a bit too long in my opinion. This antique dining room set, albeit large and cumbersome, is a great addition to our home. So if there's words in these sentences, in this particular sentence, like cumbersome, that you don't know, look it up in your dictionary. My new job, albeit temporary, is a nice change from my previous position. Now we're going to look at the word nonetheless, which means in spite of or nevertheless. His contribution to our worthy cause was minimal. Nonetheless, it was very much appreciated. the vaccine may have a few minor side effects. Nonetheless, it is very effective against the new strain of the virus. Her new book was well received by her readers. Nonetheless, the critics were very harsh on it. He wasn't thrilled about going to summer school. Nonetheless, he knew it was necessary to boost his overall marks. There is a language barrier between them. They work well together, nonetheless. The movie was long and difficult to follow at times, but entertaining nonetheless. The workers had difficulty digging in the rocky ground, but they used heavy equipment and succeeded nonetheless. My grandmother told us that she was feeling fine, but her paleness and fragility concerned us nonetheless. Their son was 18 and ready to go off to college. They worried about him nonetheless. These exercises may be difficult, but they will nonetheless help your back pain. Winters are long, hard, and cold in Canada, but most people enjoy the beautiful snow nonetheless. And I enjoy the beautiful snow in Canada nonetheless. I love the beautiful snow days. The amusement park isn't the best. It's worth the visit nonetheless. She is often late for work, but her work is always completed and impeccable nonetheless. If you don't know what the word impeccable means, look it up in your dictionary. He lost $40 on the slot machines. Nonetheless, he continued to play. Okay, number 3, we're going to look at the word consequently. And consequently means as a result. There is a shortage of skilled workers, and consequently, these workers can expect higher than normal wages. We spent most of our money gambling in Las Vegas, and consequently, there was not much money left to spend on other attractions. My company is trying to reduce unnecessary costs, and consequently has canceled the company baseball team, the Christmas party, and free coffee. He is dishonest and untrustworthy, and consequently, he lost most of his friends. We were cold, tired, and hungry, and consequently had little patience for his poor customer service skills. It hasn't rained in weeks, and consequently, the plants in my garden have withered and died. If you don't know what the verb to wither means, I suggest you look it up in your dictionary. The customers were not happy with the slow service and cold food, and consequently did not leave a tip. The donut shop is located near all the major manufacturing plants and consequently remains open 24/7. Your son did not complete all of his assignments this semester and consequently will receive a failing grade. Many words in English contain silent letters, and consequently, these words are often mispronounced. She was caught speeding in a residential zone and consequently got a hefty speeding ticket. If you don't know what the word hefty means, I suggest once again that you look it up in your dictionary. I didn't eat breakfast, and consequently, by noon, I was starving. There was ice buildup on the wings, and consequently, the flight was delayed. She put some money aside every week for many years, and consequently, had a large amount saved for a down payment on her first house. And number 4, the last word that we will see in the series of connecting words for this lesson, number 2. Accordingly, which means in an appropriate manner. You know what is best for you, so make your decisions accordingly. The new procedures were put in place and everyone reacted accordingly. The thermostat in my new condo adjusts the temperature accordingly throughout the year. The cost of supplies and manpower have increased so much that we had to adjust our prices accordingly. Each driver of the vehicle must adjust the mirrors accordingly. She is the most senior and experienced person in our company, and she is paid accordingly. He disobeyed his parents, and he was punished accordingly. Your car is old and has a lot of mileage. You must price it accordingly if you want to sell it. New classroom policies concerning cell phones were introduced and the students responded accordingly. Her husband was bound to a wheelchair, so she rearranged the interior of their home accordingly. Their home was completely destroyed by the fire, and the insurance company compensated them accordingly. The teacher reminded the students to behave accordingly while Peter delivered his presentation to the class. The police took his statement and proceeded accordingly. The police took his statement and proceeded accordingly. Please submit your payment before March 15th, and then we will be able to process your order accordingly. The forecast was for blowing snow and below zero temperatures, so we dressed accordingly. Her parents will move in with her and her husband, so they will renovate their house accordingly. Okay, so that's how we use those 4 words, those 4 connecting words. If this lesson helped you, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can put a little like on the video. You can leave a comment. You can ask a question or just say hello below so that we can see you there. If you need to improve your English quickly, you can get yourselves a copy of Basic English. This is the 3rd edition, published by McGraw-Hill and available everywhere, including Amazon. This is a great workbook to help you move forward quickly with your English. I strongly suggest that you work on every single page. You start at the beginning, you complete every single page right through to the end of the book. The answer key is at the back to support you while you're learning. If you're having difficulty with your verb tenses, which so many of you have difficulty with, you no longer have to have difficulty with that. You can get yourselves a copy of English Verb Tenses, also available on Amazon. The answer key is at the back to support you while you are learning. And this will really help you to understand the verb tenses in English, which is not difficult at all. Also, I have a new Facebook page. If you want to go over and check that out, I'm putting up a lot of things up there for you guys. It's called Learn English with Julie Lachance. Also, there are many lessons on my YouTube channel. These lessons, I'm telling you guys, will save you at least 5 years of difficulty while you're learning English. There's so much on there, and you can go ahead and just flip through the lessons that are there. Choose the ones you're having difficulty with, or better, do all of them because there's so much in each lesson. So for now, I'm going to wish you guys a very good night. I'm going to go prepare the next lesson, and I will see you guys in the next lesson. So have a good night and goodbye for now.